Welcome to Conversations with Toy, a blogcast tackling life one episode at a time. This is the time to air out life's craziest moments. This space is all about speaking about life's hang-ups and ways in which we can leave better than when we started. Topics are all about ways we can find space to be better in life, love, mental space, and health.
Happy Friday. I don't know about you, but when I tell you that I'm super excited that today is Friday, I mean every bit of that. I did not have a day off. My husband did not have a day off. My kids did not have a day off on Monday. So this has been an extremely crazy week. And not only just that, with life, deadlines, school, kids, relationships, it just all goes crazy. And even within 1 week's time, to be honest with you, it could just sometimes just be overwhelming. And today, I don't even want to say today, I'll just say this whole week has just been extremely overwhelming. So the fact that we're here and it's Friday, I'm excited. And I always ask and always say and put out there that, everybody doesn't feel the same way they feel about Friday. Some people feel with the Fridays that they, they're just like over it. And some people are super excited because, they've gotten to the weekend. And I know we're not supposed to live just for the weekend. We're not supposed to live just for Friday. But every small victory is a victory. And Friday is nonetheless a victory. And I'm happy for it. I want to just make sure I say that, voting is still happening. There are states and places that are doing early voting, mail-in ballots, traditional voting. Whichever you choose the best option that is for you, but choose to exercise your voice by exercising your vote. Make sure that you are registered. Some states have already expired as far as their registration deadline. And if that is not you and you have not checked your voter's registration status, I want you to just do that. It takes a couple of minutes. And I want you to just go online and check that. It's important. It's important. It's important. For today's show, our format is going to be a little different. I brought my husband on finally, as we were supposed to do that last week. But again, mental health and mental health conversations are extremely important. This is exactly why I bring them up in every conversation. It's going to come up again today. But I have my husband on today's episode because we're going to talk about marriage and life and kids and all kinds of great stuff. And so if you really want to get an essence of, I want to say an essence, but like a slight 5 seconds about who I am as a married woman, or to hear from my husband, he drops really good information for men and just different things that we've gone through. And again, let me just say, because I know a lot of people always put out different conversations about marriage and relationships, but every relationship and every marriage is different. It's unique to the persons and the people that are inside of that relationship or inside of that marriage. And I never want anyone to feel like they need to copy my marriage or copy anything that we're doing. Our sauce works for us. And so you got to figure out what sauce works for you. There's things you can take away from every relationship. You can take away from different conversations, but never try to mirror your exact relationship based upon what you see or what you think you're hearing. Because every relationship comes with ups and downs. Every relationship comes with, ins and outs. And we're very candid about ours and where we've been and the things that we've gone through. So again, I hope you enjoy. Let's go. Super funny. At least I think so. Next week, we will go back to our traditional format. But again, it's just always good to just bring in some extra voices and some extra conversations because it is conversation with Toy. And, chop it up a little bit differently. And, we need a little bit of difference. If you've been following me on social media, and I hope that you are, remember that I can be found as Toy Time Blog on most social media avenues. The only different one that's not Toy Time Blog would be FaceTime. My FaceTime page is Toy Time Ladies. Again, this is in the very beginning when I started almost 6 years ago. I didn't realize that you should have everything kind of aligned with one another. And I could have made everything Toy Time Ladies on everything else, but I didn't want to ostracize anybody, even though I believe that a lot of my content is for women. There's a lot of men that are following. They ask questions. They want to know about women themselves, about women in general, or whatever the case may be. So I didn't want to ostracize anyone. And Toy Time Blog just felt a little bit different, and it felt good for me. So that's what it is. But on Wednesdays, I always drop Mindful Matters. And so I want you to go on there. If you are on Facebook, follow me on Facebook as Toy Time Ladies so that you can get your Mindful Manners. It's really just a moment just for us to always really remember that we always need to find a way to connect with ourselves. This world is so driven with everything going around us, and there's so many bad stories that you hear, so many news breaks that you get. I just want us to make sure that we're connecting with ourselves, because we're in that fall and winter / moments. And in these next couple months, it's really going to be difficult for some people, because as holidays come around, there's so many people who deal with so much anxiety and distraughtness and, sadness. And then it's with the pandemic and the cases rising, we don't know what our holidays is going to look like. So some family members can't even get together with each other. Keep all of this in mind. So follow me on Toy Time Ladies on Facebook so that you can get your Mindful Matters. I can be found on all other social medias as Toy Time Blog. That's Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. I think even Snapchat. Yep, Snapchat. I'm all everywhere. And of course, the blog is at Toy Time, which is TOITIME.org. So you can find me. I'm somewhere, everywhere. But enjoying today's episode. Again, it's my husband and I. We have a very good candid conversation, and I hope you enjoy. I'll see you next week. Make sure you do something good for yourself this weekend. This weekend, I'm going to be a little more chilled. I have a couple of campaigns I need to shoot some content for. I'm going to be going to a social distance brunch with another blogger. I believe there's other social media people are going to be there. And then other than that, I'm going to attend online church. We did go to church for the first time last week to celebrate my amazing son and had his first communion. That was interesting. It was different, but we got through it. And he's finally was supposed to do it last April or last May. So I'm just glad that we had the opportunity for him. But this week we back on online church. And so that's it. And more, maybe some workouts, some exercising, some movement. Of course, wine. I'm going to have a glass tonight because it's well deserved. And outside of campaigns, I'm going to enjoy my children and have a low-key weekend. So again, have a great weekend. We'll see you for next week's episode where we go back to the traditional podcast listening. But I do hope you enjoy. I do hope that you take something away from this conversation. But I hope that you don't try to copy, because again, you can never copy what somebody else has already done, what somebody else has already been through. Create for yourself. That's important. Your relationship, make it matter for you and the person that you're with. Have a great weekend. All right. So as promised, I have brought none other than my amazing husband, Marcus. And we are going to do sort of like a he said, she said kind of conversation about how we first met. But let me preface this is that, first of all, I've already greeted you. I've already done all those amazing things. But you do know that tomorrow is Sweetest Day. And because it's Sweetest Day, we got engaged 10 years ago on Sweetest Day. I know you remember.
I do remember because I set it all up.
Because you that guy.
I am that guy. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So 10 years ago, you asked me to be your wife. And I'm assuming, can one assume, that you have not regretted that decision?
I have not regretted that decision while you were staring at me in my face.
Because, at least don't be that dumb.
No, I'm
not. At least on camera,
I'm
don't
not
be
that
stupid.
dumb.
All right.
I'm not going to be that dumb.
I think, honestly, if we talk about marriage and relationship, I think every couple has those moments when you just contemplate, what did I do, right? Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. I think our relationship has always been trying to create honest moments.
We have our truth moments. Correct.
I love our truth moments.
I do love our truth moments.
I do. So,
our truth moments, for those who may not know,
tell them,
this is the moment where either side gets to say whatever is on their mind.
Mostly me.
mostly you, without judgment or ridicule.
That comes from mostly you.
That does come from mostly me.
It works. So yeah, like a little ebony flow.
Right.
But it does. Like we say, can I have a truth moment?
Right.
And then we go right into whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. And those truth moments have been big. And they're not supposed to be used for everything.
No, they're supposed to be used. Not like, oh my God. You know, like, oh, truth moment, I ate your donut.
Like, truth moment, I bought something from Target again.
Okay, see, first of all, what you not going to do?
What
you not going to do is not going to come for Club Target, okay? We're not going to talk about Club Target
like
because
you sorry for something you're going to do tomorrow.
Right, I can't apologize for that because I'm going back to Target probably tomorrow.
Probably.
No, like I am. So I just wanted you to know, I'm going to Target.
I digress.
Thank you. So our truth moments are not supposed to be used,
items.
Right? Big items, things that you feel like maybe uneasy to share, scared to share, all those great things.
Right.
So, we don't have to go into all the hashing of the details, but like we've had several moments, and I talked about this last week on the podcast about like my mental health and things that I was struggling with, and like you not really understanding, me not even understanding what was going on, like that intense moment. Like what was going on, if you could paraphrase in your mind, like during those hiding, and let me be real, they still happen, but just nowhere near on the same scale. Like my anxiety is always extremely high.
Yes.
I mean, look, you could be honest. I'm honest with the people, so you can be honest.
So what you're asking me, how did I handle your...
Yeah, how do you handle... How do you handle...
How do I handle you?
How do you handle me? I mean, I'm a lot to handle.
You are a lot to deal with. But how did I handle you during that time?
Right, because I mean, that still ties in with some type of like mental health and mental health issues or anxiety.
I thought you were asking me about our proposal.
I'm going to get to that, sir. The people want to know about the deep stuff. We'll go back to the lovey stuff too, but go ahead.
Okay. How I dealt with that was I just recognized that it was a change. So you were not acting in a manner that was normal. And I could see some behaviors, which I'm used to you being extreme, but you were extra extreme during those times. And I felt like myself starting to like resent being around you. So I was like, something's got to be wrong. Because throughout the years, we've been able to at least maintain a friendship, if not anything else.
We always have a friendship. That's been our number one go-to.
It has been.
Being friends first.
For some reason, I like you a lot.
I mean, I might like you too.
So that has been our fallback. So I saw that change in you. So I thought something was wrong. And then when we discussed it, we found out what it was. And then we were able to get through it. Obviously not easily, but eventually able to get through it and pass it. It took a very long time.
Oh my God. You got a patience. Like, let me give you a high five for that.
I deserve one.
Yes, you do. Because that was some tough. I didn't think our family was going to make it.
No, I didn't think so either. I mean, we had some extreme moments, some cussing, right? Some yelling.
Let's not say fight you, because I don't want people thinking that we was in here going to fisticuffs, because that's not. Right,
because I'm already black, and I don't need.
And we don't need them problems, and we do not need y'all calling the authorities, because we got 3 children. He has never put his hands on me. We don't need them problems
ever. Now, what I do in my dreams is my business.
Hey, that's your business.
But I ain't never done nothing.
As long as you know when to cut that dream life off.
Yes, I got to wake up eventually.
Right.
I know.
Like, don't be crazy out here in these
But
streets.
that's why I like naps. But anyway.
Oh, you know what?
So, yeah. So, I could see that was happening. I'm glad you got help for it. And, so that's how they would get through it. I recognized it wasn't you. So, I took the time to invest in us and see what was going on.
I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was a little tough time because, like I said last week, I would see myself getting ready to have these moments, but then I was like, "Don't have it, don't do it," and then I would go right into it. It was just craziness. It's like, yeah, it's a thing. But back to the lovey stuff, because I'm sure people do want to hear about that.
Yeah, so, I thought this would be
okay. You're not gonna try me.
Sorry, sorry, it's your show.
Thank you.
And first of all, was that an introduction? Because that was not an introduction.
Okay, that
was not like at all an
let me just
introduction.
So let me introduce.
Because look, I could be on other podcasts. Okay,
you could not be in this house.
I'm saying the stuff is lined up. People,
Oh, you really?
People want to hear from me. So can I get an actual proper introduction if I'm going to be on here?
Let me give my husband a proper introduction.
I'd appreciate it.
Number one. But number two, if you have to now hear what I deal with, this man is full of himself to a certain extent. He is not going to let nobody just put him baby in the corner. No, he's not going to do that. So my husband, Marcus, is a great husband.
Thank you.
And he is not making me say this under duress.
Yeah, like you listen to me. So.
I don't.
Right. Right.
Actually, I do, but in my own
You
way.
don't.
It does take me a long. It takes me a long time, sir. You've been
Okay. Come on,
sir.
I'm gonna get back to my introduction.
Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. So, my husband and I have known each other for over 20 years.
Yes.
We went to Penn State together.
Yes.
That's where we met.
Mm-hmm.
20-some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were friends, like you said, friends first.
Yes, absolutely.
Friends first.
We were in the same scholarship program.
We were.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we had some ups and downs, some ins and outs, mostly on my part. Let me just take 100%, because you've heard me say this before.
I have.
I said
and read it.
Yes, on my blog.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to check that out. But, so my husband is amazing. We've known each other for 20 years. We've been married for 8. He is an amazing accountant, and let me not just say accountant, because my husband is the director of finance up on these streets.
My opinion matters.
So work life, home life. He's an amazing father, hands-on. I mean, like when I say hands-on, I mean truly what it means to be a hands-on father. Marcus is all of that.
Thank you, LaToy, and I appreciate being on this episode of Conversations with Toy.
And I need to know who you got lined up so I can go.
Oh, the podcast people. Mm-hmm. The list is long, but
okay.
let's.
I'll talk to you after we get done with this. Yeah. But yeah, so you have been really great. Mm-hmm. With our back and forth, like we do. This is kind of like our normal.
This is kind of the normal.
This is our little normal back and forth of craziness. But I just want to say thank you for being on the show. But I do want you to finish out with the engagement story.
The engagement story. Okay. So, correct. Sweetest Day is coming up. So I proposed on Sweetest Day 10 years ago.
You sure did.
So, I arranged about 40 people to show up at Maggiano's. Shout out to them. And I booked the private room in the back. And I had a presentation, a slideshow put together of some pictures of you and I, with some music that spoke to us. We have our songs. Shout
out to music, because
shout out to Music Soul Child.
I'm not gonna let me put that shameless plug. If I can get music when we renew our vows.
We renew our vows,
we need him
which
there.
is supposed to be next year.
No. 2 years.
Next year.
Can we say next year?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, fine, too.
Thank you.
But yeah, his song Don't Change. That's definitely that's our go-to. Those lyrics are real, especially I say in a marriage in general.
Yes.
So
if you have not heard that song, it'd behoove you to listen to that and make sure that you can actually adhere to that before you go walking down somebody's aisle.
Right. But anyway, we have our certain songs, and I've had that playing in the background, and I had the ring in my pocket, and I was nervous. Not that you say no, but just like nervous for like everything that was happening. Like, to get 40 people in a room on a Saturday night at 8:00, is not a small task. So everyone showed up, which is great. And yeah, I got down on one knee in front of our family and friends and asked you to be my wife. And you didn't respond right away. You actually took, I don't remember the seconds. I mean,
But
I kind of do because I'm an Aquarius. I kind of do. But, and you did not respond right away. But I will say it looked as if you were more shocked. I guess I'll give you those 5 seconds.
I was shocked. But then, this ring was amazing.
I mean,
can you talk about the ring?
I mean, listen.
So wait, before you get down to how the ring came together, can I talk about the fact that when we were in college, I kept showing you now, first of all, I shouldn't have been showing you nothing, but I was showing you every Takori ring, every magazine that I had. It was something about that particular cut of the ring that I saw. Mm-hmm. And then now you can talk about how you put the
So I remember the style and the cut and band and everything that you wanted. Mm-hmm. So once I found out what rings cost, which is still my largest purchase to this day, or at least largest single purchase, I will say, to this day, I I often still think about that. I swiped that card, but whatever.
You gonna be all right?
I'm gonna be all right because I keep reminiscing on like I swiped that card. Like I actually did that. I swiped that card. Anyway, so I figure if I'm going to do this, and obviously I'm doing this person I love, want to be with, I'm gonna do it right. So I went to the internet and just found out about all the 4 C's and find out the clarity, the cut, the color, everything, but to make sure it was perfect. So what I wound up doing is getting a band from this place in Center City, recommended to me by a friend. Bands were amazing. So I got you the past, present, future one. So we got the 3 band rings. But the diamond itself, I wanted to be real special. So I went to a special place on Jewelers Row. And I just started looking at specific diamonds. And I made sure that it was 1 carat and made sure that it was just everything that we needed. Then I made sure that but I had 2 carats in my mind. So I made sure that the single diamond was 1. And then I made sure the surrounding was made up 1. So in my mind, I could give you that 2. That's what I wanted to do. My wallet wasn't doing 2 at that time. It wasn't doing 2 on a single diamond.
Right.
But I could handle 2 on a collective situation. Right. So I'm doing a little better 10 years from now. But anyway, so once that got all put together, and it's funny when you do these ring shopping because the one guy tried to play me. Because, like, when I went to this one shop, I won't give them a plug, and I started looking at rings, and he was like, well, you know, this ring is blah, 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 $1,000. This one's blah, 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 blah. And when he kind of said it like I couldn't afford it. Now, he might have been right, but I didn't want him assuming that I couldn't afford it. So I was like, you mean that? I was like, yeah, that one right there. He was like, you sure you want that one? So it's the way he said it. I was like, yeah, I want that one right there. But luckily I was with one of my friends, and
they calmed you down.
She calmed me down. Was like, you ain't don't want to buy that. I was like, he think I can't buy that. She was like, well, you shouldn't buy that. I was like, yeah, but he think I can't buy that. So anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
But yeah, once it all came together, got the diamond I thought made sense, aligned to what I remember you asked for. Put the thing together, and I was super excited, and I think it came out amazing. And yeah, I made sure the cut was there, the VS1. Like, I did the whole deep dive to find out like what was really important. And my main thing was make sure you got that D diamond, because that's supposed to be like the best. So yeah, but again, when the total came up, it was.
You still feel a little, you faint?
I know. I'm tapping my feet right now because I'm telling you, just that day swiping that card for that amount, Jesus Christ. But still 10 years, 8 years later, whatever, you know, I'm proud of it. I'm happy it's still standing. I'm glad you still love it. And so all that was in my mind. So that was a long roundabout to say all that was happening in my head as I was proposing. Like, oh my God, I went through all this, and did I do this the right way, that the right way, yada, yada, yada. So all that came, and then you finally said yes. And then
I was mesmerized by the ring, though.
Good.
And let me just say, everywhere that I went, I got stopped from completely strangers, which was a little off-putting. I wanted to show the ring off. Let's not get that twisted, but a little off-putting, like, who you gonna roll up on me? What you need? What you want? You know what I mean? But yeah, like even now, and for those who want to see like what it looks like, I'm actually made a post for that for tomorrow. So about 10 o'clock tomorrow, the post is ready to go. And I did the full story of the engagement too, so you can read it on the blog as well. So yeah, check that out tomorrow on my Instagram, Toy Time Blog. It'll be there. And then the link to the actual proposal from my perspective is on there as well.
Cool. Yeah,
because I mean, you really, like, first of all, my husband knows that my favorite color is red. Mm-hmm. My favorite food is Italian.
So I bought you a red dress. We went to an Italian place.
We went to an Italian restaurant. And then you had all of my favorite people in the room.
Yep. And shout out to our crew that flew in and drove in.
Right.
And
like
stuff.
my college girlfriends. Everything.
Yeah,
so,
everybody was super excited. Got your parents down. They came through. My mom was there and my family and stuff. So, yeah, like I said, you know, I tried to make sure I got the people that mattered the most to us and got them all in that room. And I think it turned out to be a great night.
It was a great night. It was like one of the best memories I've ever had. Because it was about me. You know what I mean? Like, the motherhood thing part is great because then it's like, oh, she had this had our wonderful children, but then it still goes back to them. But like, that's something that's exclusively just you and I.
Correct.
So, and we like to try to do our best to try to create things for you and I.
Well, you do way more than I do. I'll say that. But yeah, we're trying now because I definitely am more on the parent side than the husband side, and I'm working on that.
Yeah, we're gonna get you all together.
I'm gonna get me all together.
But yeah, since the pandemic, we've been doing our little Saturday nights.
Yeah, we're doing amazing during this pandemic.
Are we?
Yeah,
we're kind of killing it. First of all,
we are kind of killing it.
We are kind of killing it because I can actually count on one hand if we've had disagreements.
Like
one hand.
Yeah,
not one hand and a couple of extra toes or nothing like that. Literally one hand.
So we proved that if we're stuck in a bomb shelter together. No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Not now, right? We're safe at home.
We're safe
I'm
at
on board
home.
with
We're not
that.
stuck.
But I was saying if we were stuck someplace together,
okay,
like in a bomb shelter or something, we'd make it. Other people would kill themselves or trying to get out.
The divorce rate has gone up. Even people who have gotten married in the last year actually have gotten divorced in the same year that they've gotten married.
Yeah, because you got to now live with that person, and
you don't really know them, right?
You live with a person,
so you live with a person. That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, because even our first couple of months, I was like, oh.
And at that point, we had already known each other. It was like 15 years.
Easy.
It might have been about 15. It was over 10 for sure. Mm-hmm. And even with us knowing each other since 99.
But still not living together.
But by the time you live together.
It changed the dynamic.
It changes the dynamics.
Which is why I still can't find my charging cord today.
I'm sorry, what?
My iPhone cord. I still can't find because you keep moving.
The spirit tells me that I need to move them because I got things I got going on.
And just so your listeners know, I buy like 8 at a time so that she doesn't have to move it, but she still moves it.
You got so much anger in your voice.
Because, like, why am I buying 8 for you still to lose them all? That's...
So this is marriage.
It is, but yeah, I think we're doing great. You're especially doing great in this whole pandemic thing. We're both working at home. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad our jobs have been flexible with that. Mm-hmm. But we're now in March or so, the whole virtual learning thing was something that wasn't as big as deal because it was like, okay, this is the first piece of the pandemic, so we're home.
Well, I think we were kind of optimistic that it wasn't going to be that bad.
That's what I think that's what it was. Right.
We were like, oh, we got this.
Yeah, this is fine. A couple of months, we can do this. Because that was like March. End of the school year is June. We can handle that fine. But then when it was clear, like...
These kids really ain't going back to school.
Right. Which, again, is just our choice. Like, our particular kids have the option to be back in. But
like full-time every day, not a hybrid or anything like that.
But we're just not comfortable with that.
Right.
And we want them to be home.
But we're not teachers anymore. We're more assistant principals.
Right.
We're more like the teacher assistant,
right,
and assistant principal. Where before we actually had the full teach on
the teaching.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. And God bless the ones that do. That's why we give great gifts. We're those parents.
We are those parents. Listen, I'm like the holiday person. I've been saying this before. I know every national holiday of a holiday. So if there's a teacher appreciation, or when there's not, like we'll send in school supplies throughout the whole year.
School supplies, we definitely on top of all the school supplies.
Yeah, we give coffee.
We know those parents that won't give.
Right, so we try to balance it out. Right,
right. Our kids are usually the top in their like when
they do selling and
stuff.
Yeah, we're just those parents.
We're just those parents.
We just try to be very hands on with them.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I think we are killing the pandemic, and now hopefully.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know what's going to happen. I want them to go back. I want them to go back safe.
I want them to go back safely. Let's not go back safe because we could throw them in there now.
Right.
But we don't want to do that.
Right.
But like even for the holidays, what's that going to look like?
I don't know because, we had and this is another thing about marriage, so we've had that discussion about
we had that very early before we even got married.
Right.
So that
splitting up holidays. We go where, who we see, yada yada. Especially when my mom was alive, so that was wanted to make sure I had my time, make sure you had your time. So yeah, we were definitely doing that, and now it's like
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're gonna. I cook every year. I don't care what the holiday is. I still cook because I like to have our own thing, just a private thing with our family. Mm-hmm. But so that's not going to change. It's just a matter of are we going to be going?
Nope.
No. I don't think so.
No, we're not.
Because
I know we're gonna get talked about, especially by certain people, even our family. But whatever. Talk
I'm
about
not
me.
necessarily trying to get, because ain't nobody gonna wear no mask at these folks' house.
That's the thing.
And I think that's the biggest part. We have gone even together, you and I have gone to different like media events for my blog and things like that, but it's completely social distance. And we be like, look,
head to toe.
We together.
Right.
We gonna be together.
Our masks are on.
But we ain't gonna be correcting with y'all.
And it's all been outside seating, and we've been all extremely very cautious for the few times we are out for your media events. Yeah. But everybody ain't us.
Well, that too, but you can't really social distance in another person's house.
Right.
So if they're not wearing masks, or if they've been having everybody and their mama through their house, then you're putting yourself at risk every time you go around them.
Which is why we ain't going.
So I'm gonna need some extra new pots.
Yeah, so we'll be cooking at home, which is fine. I mean, we'll Zoom people.
We'll Zoom people and call people and FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why do you need extra pots? Because you're already cooking anyway. See how you just threw that in and you thought I wasn't paying attention? New pots. You're already going to be cooking anyway with the same old pots. So why would you need new pots?
I might want to make new desserts.
No.
I will.
That's not a thing.
It is. I'll make it a thing. Whatever. Target, here we come.
Whatever.
Or here I come. And I don't even got to go there now.
I know. They're here every damn day. Every day. Sorry. They're here every day. I know you ain't got to go there.
They'll drop it off to me because Target will be like, we got you, sis.
Clearly.
And then listen, in case they're listening, put in the atmosphere.
It should be.
I need to get a campaign with Target.
You need to get some stock in them or something too. Or maybe I need to get some kind of return on this investment.
Get some stock in them.
Or something. Because they're here every day.
Every other day.
They're here every day.
Okay, first of all.
Dropping off something I didn't even know we needed. And probably didn't even need, but we now have. But whatever.
We have to talk about how organized our little what is it called? Pantry, but not the food pantry.
No,
like,
no,
I guess I guess it's the hallway. It's the closet.
Yeah. No, you got that lock stocked up.
It's stocked up. Yeah. So listen,
we don't need anything.
Some go down. We're gonna be clean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna be good to go. Our edges is gonna be
have
laid,
food.
and we're gonna eat.
I gotta eat, so we're gonna have food.
Right. But this is marriage.
This is
marriage. Back and forth. The banter is real.
But like I said, I think our communication has grown. So I think therapy early on with us helped with that.
And that means therapy as a couple.
Yeah, therapy as a couple.
They know I've had therapy individually.
Right. Well, I've had therapy on my own,
yes,
individually. It wasn't really focused on relationship, but it was more so focused on my issues, like with my mom's death and stuff. But it was, that stuff came out though during those conversations. Yeah. They just ask you those blanket questions like, how are you feeling? And like, tell me about something that happened in your childhood.
Like everything.
Like,
like, if you ask me, it's gonna be like everything.
So all that stuff came out. So yeah, so it's like, I think it was those early things. I know me myself, and I tell people this when they ask me. I fall back on our early days of therapy when she was telling us about the whole 5-second rule. And I really took that to heart because it allows for like active listening, which a lot of people don't do. They just talk and they want to hear themselves, yada, yada. That's true. When we're talking or when you're at the height of like getting on my nerves about something, I take that deep breath.
Yeah. And
I just try to get that 5 seconds. And then I'm just like, is it that important? Like, is it major? Is it life altering? Are we going broke over it? Because money's a big thing to me. So it's like, it's not breaking the bank. The kids ain't hurt. Everything's okay.
And can I say you've been giving in without issue on some of the extra indulgence that we have needed? And by need, I say more wanted. But it has helped the morale of the house.
I would appreciate if you said that. Yes, that'd be...
For just like the little things like, oh, I want a new s'more maker for indoor house cooking and things like that. Like those little things have mattered.
Yeah. The random Rita trips.
Yeah, I gotta have Ritas.
Yep, that's the thing. Well, actually, you know what? I'm cool with that because I don't have my Mr. Softy.
Oh, well, yeah, we ain't going on COVID truck now.
Right. So, I'm not going to COVID truck. So, which is hard because COVID truck come around here a lot.
Yeah, and when do the ice cream truck go and lay his little...
I don't know, but like, when's he getting tested?
He was just here today.
He was here today.
Well, he wasn't here. He was in the area.
He was in the area, but I'm like, when's he getting tested? He's not getting tested. I'm not going there. Anyway, so the Rita trips have been cool. So I've been cool with that. But you're right. the normal stuff that I'll be like, no, we have food here, we're not doing that. But yeah, those extra outings, whether it's just getting out to just drive around the city, but just out.
Like, and drive around, we mean literally driving around.
Just driving around.
Just to get fresh air. And...
I got a 4-cylinder. So yeah, we get out and just drive, and it's all good. Gas has been low. So, get out, drive around. The kids love to see the tall buildings. It's whatever.
Right.
So yeah, but I think, I try to be intentional with that.
What's one goal?
One goal.
For our future. Marital future.
A goal for our marital future? How about staying together? Can that be a goal?
I mean, that's supposed to, yeah.
Or that's not a goal, because that's supposed to be like, we're supposed to do that.
I mean, did you get into it to roll out quick?
No.
Okay, so no. I'm saying, like, let's say, like, partially.
A goal. My goal for marriage. Honestly, I have a goal. I do have a goal.
What's your goal?
So, my goal for marriage is similar to my goal for just manhood. And that's just to be an example. So, I just want to make sure that my kids get to see what I think a marriage should represent, which is love, honesty, commitment, communication, all those things. So things I know I try to mimic as a parent or show as a parent that I hope they mimic is the same thing I want to show as a relationship, because we're the first example they see. So it's important for me that that my girls see their mom, who is working, has her own money, can do her own things, and is independent. That's important for me. Then it's important for my son to be able to see a man who goes to work every day, gets up, takes care of his family, is there. I sit with the kids, or I cry with the kids, all the other stuff. I think one of the biggest things with you and I is that we've really done a good job on like the gender roles being neutral.
Yeah, we don't have this facade like, oh, I can't put the trash out because I'm a woman. Oh my God, my nails. Like, no, like if you're in the middle of something, it's nothing for me to go and put the trash out.
Right. So you'll do that.
Right. It's nothing for you to cook or wash the dishes. Or clean the house, run the vacuum.
Right.
It's not a certain role.
And what did we get the other day? We got something the other day you put together.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, because you go to Target a lot. You don't remember.
All,
right. So, but the point is, so you just got it. You didn't wait for me. So that's important. So that is my goal. My goal is to us in a marriage, one, to walk it like we talk it, as they say. Live it.
Right.
And then be able to be that example. Because I didn't have that example. I grew up with a single mom. So I don't know what it is like to actually see a healthy... I wouldn't even say normal, because what is normal anymore?
What is normal? But like a healthy relationship.
Yeah. Like all my examples came from TV, which I was heavy into and still am. So like,
you are.
Yeah, I love TV. So that's my thing. So all my examples have been there. So I'm trying to make that a reality. So that is my goal.
I guess my goal more is to balance. So where I'm extreme, you called it extreme, where I feel like I'm more like heightened, like I'm just like hype about everything. I'm like, okay, so I'll wake up consciously, be like, okay, where can I level myself out at? You know what I mean? Like, where can I swerve a little, curve down a little lower, where I'm not as high as maybe I was yesterday on a topic or something like that. And that's been helping me, manage my anxiety, which is helpful.
Which you're doing a great job at. Let me say, publicly, now it's being recorded.
It is recorded.
You have done an amazing job with like your just anxiety in general. And especially for all the media stuff that you do. You're out, and Toy Time Blog has been doing amazing. And like when we're out, which is so interesting. So now you'll be in Philly almost 10 years come February. Into January. You'll have your 10 years. You'll be an official Philly John.
Right.
And I say that to say, like, when we would go out, obviously this was my city. I knew people, yada, yada. But now when we go out with you on your media tick, it's like, oh, hey, Toy Time. And they just look there like, huh. Like, they don't even know me, or who am I, or I don't even matter. And I'm cool. I can play this. I can play the side. I can be the arm candy. I'm fine with that. I do it well. So it's cool. I can sit and play that role, but it's good. I've seen that growth in you, which is I'm proud of. I think you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that, because you remember when it was in the beginning. Like, I would be so insecure because it would be like, I don't know anybody.
And then on top of the insecurity, stay in the house all day.
Right. And this is the thing. So this is like a 5-second tip for any mom that's out there. Like when you keep saying, like for my husband, he would always be like, yeah, go out and do your thing. Even if it wasn't like, even if at that time I didn't meet friends, I didn't know anybody, I still could have went out and did the things that I liked, which is what you're talking about now is like, now I'm doing the things that I truly love. And it changes how you move. So I feel like me being in my element and doing the things that I truly love and writing and being creative and creating content, for me, that just makes me feel good. I love what I'm doing.
Right.
And so now, like, I can parent, I can love, I can be a better wife, I can be a better mom because I'm actually walking in my own personal purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which I think you found, I'm still looking for. Like, I'm still trying to develop, like, purpose, so to speak. Because I don't feel like I really have, like, a true understanding, like, what my purpose is.
And I have not tried to take the lead, sort of say, on pushing that. Because that's a personal journey.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, you found yours.
But it took me a lot
right.
to figure that out. And it may take you however long it may take you. But
right.
It's not my job to, like, and this is for the women too. You cannot manage your mate as if your mate is your child.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's huge.
Like, I cannot, there's nothing I can do to make you do whatever you're doing. In any aspect.
With any aspect. But that's also frustrating, too. Because, you know, again, the gender roles are different. But, like, if you come from the mindset that we've had, like, establishing a household, you know, this is our household, you know. So I'm, like, the leader of our household. And we manage and differently and yada, yada. But, so if you have that mindset as a man and you're in the house and you're hearing this or whatever, you're, like, frustrated because the people that you're supposed to be working with aren't listening. And again, it's not listening from a child standpoint, but it's just listening from a, like, why'd you do that this way kind of thing? Because if you did it this way kind of thing, it would have been better off. And so trying to get people to understand that. So yeah, that part can be different and frustrating because you're like, oh, I said don't do that. And you don't want to come off as the parent, because that's not what you're trying to do, but you are trying to come off as the person who may know something, which you also have to give you credit for, because it's things that you know and I don't, and I can do a better job of listening to that too.
Yeah, it's a give and take.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot of give and take. And too, the biggest thing that I've learned in our marriage too was not looking at you as the enemy. That took a while.
You know what? My thing wasn't even the enemy piece. It was the threshold that I even asked to be put on, a pedestal that I even asked you to put me on.
Well, you know, when you're dealing with anxiety and you got all these other issues going on, the person that opens you up to the most calm, like that settles you, can also become the person that you gravitate towards. Like in the beginning, how, you know, it was like so opening with you. It was like, oh my gosh, first of all, I'm so in love with you. I love you, blah, blah, blah. But then it was like the more neediness, the more clinginess, the more all those things. And you have to let that go because it's like it's like you're holding on to it so tight, like you think it's going to run off. But, you know, I've learned, like, in as hard, devastating as it would be, like, I cannot hold you here. The best thing I can do is live what I'm supposed to be doing and go from there. Yeah,
I agree with that. And I'm coming home anyway. But
I mean, if you choose to come home,
I gotta come home. That's where my stuff is.
See,
I can't just I'm not gonna leave my stuff here. But that part is important, is in being able to recognize that, which I think you've done a great job at, and I've seen that growth. And I think it's made our marriage even better. And it was also recognizing that we saw that as an issue. I think some people sometimes see stuff as an out, and we don't look at things as outs. You know, we just look at things as issues or problems that we need to discuss. And then once we discuss them, we find ways to get through them. And I think,
too, because I'm not seeing it as if something happens, it's not the enemy, but it's not the end all be all. Like, if an argument happens, it doesn't mean the divorce is the people are going to be knocking on the door, like that day with divorce papers. But again,
even though I wouldn't be surprised if you kept some, at least not now. Back in the day, I wouldn't be surprised if you had divorce papers in your back pocket. But now
I would say I may have contacted a lawyer.
Well, I know you did. You don't have to lie for the people.
I'm not lying for you. You know, I ain't gonna lie for nobody on the blog or this.
But that's fine.
But yeah,
and at that time they could have came. Like, I wouldn't even argue. That'd have been like, her stuff's right there, lawyer guy, and
that's not how it works.
Whatever. But we aren't those people.
Right.
And I think it's because of the counseling, like we said. It also just says the growth. I think the turning point for me, at least I'll say, with that is like when we just said we're either in this or we're not. Like, let's just have it all out right here. Like,
well, you said that to me in the car, and it was a very serious. You looked me dead in my eye and was like, "Listen, you either all in or you're all out. We either walk away and we figure out how to co-parent, or we're gonna make this work."
Yeah, I mean, and that was in the heart of what you were going through too. So that added to our level of frustration on both sides. But yeah, I was just like, no, like I'm just exhausted now. Like I'm not arguing with you every single day over the dumbest of stuff anymore. Yeah, like you you either want to be here or you don't. Because if you don't, just say you don't. We gotta make. Because I'm not gonna argue with you. You don't. Cut. Cool. Go pull them papers out you got. Let's go. But I think you saw my sincerity because I wasn't playing. Like you're either out or you're in.
And you didn't say it in a.
I didn't say it in like a get out.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, right.
Like a sternness in your voice with it. It was just like, we got to make a decision. Because at that time, we had the 2 kids. And it was just like, we can't keep doing this merry-go-round thing. Like, we're older. Like, in college when we used to argue, and our friends could attest, like, the back-and-forth banner, that was just like that dumb little petty stuff. But we couldn't do the same thing being grown people with grown bills and 2 children in tow.
And that's what we said.
Like, you can't do this. This is real life. This is not playtime. This is not, I don't know. This is not uncertainty time.
We can't be those people anymore.
No,
it's
we
like
can't
those people
be those
were college
people.
kids and they were kids.
Kids for sure.
Because
we grew up into our own, somewhat collectively and separately, and then collectively again.
Yeah, that was our main growing years.
Yeah, being adults and learning what that truly means.
Right, and trying to have a relationship during that time.
Right.
Which I definitely don't recommend.
I do not.
For whoever's out there. Do you. But no.
Like, enjoy your time.
Enjoy your time. Get to know yourself. Get to know other people. But I think when we finally came back to each other and said, we are not those people anymore. Let's be the adults we are right now. Forget who those kids were. And then let's come together. And I think once we had that firm discussion with each other, which, again, I said it because I felt it, not knowing how it would be taken or, how you would take it.
Yeah, because I could have just packed up and left.
Right, that day. Like, we were in the car.
Right,
so you could have just kept going.
Look,
right.
I think we were in my car at that time. I was like, I think we were.
No, we were in mine. You don't drive.
I do. Stop.
When do you drive?
Stop.
When do you drive? Because you keep saying stop is not an answer.
Okay, first of all.
Right. Anyway.
I do drive.
You don't drive. I drive everywhere.
No. So you got to confuse. When I'm going to events, I ain't trying to park.
Whatever.
So I don't want.
I know my Uber account is aware you're not wanting to park.
Whatever.
Anyway. But yeah, we just, at that time, just said, like, no, we were right outside the house. Yeah, I remember vividly. We were right outside the house in the car. And we had that conversation. And I don't even remember what you was spazzing at me about.
I don't remember either.
But I just know I was like.
I think it might have been. To be honest with you, weirdly enough, I think it was like during one of our wedding planning meetings. I felt like we came back from there and just something triggered. Because.
We were out at something and came back. So that's why we were in the driveway.
Yeah, and it just,
I don't know if it was that.
Whatever.
But yeah, we were at something and came back. And you was just going in. And you had been complaining since we left wherever we were.
Probably.
So I heard that all the way home, too. So I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this. I remember cutting the car off. No radio. You need to hear what I'm about to say.
Right.
Turned at you, said it, yada, yada, meant it. And, yeah, surprisingly enough, you received it. So, whether that was God or whether that was just, again, those adults stepping in to where they needed to be.
I mean, it was what we needed.
Got us to where we are now.
It was what we needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which I don't regret.
I mean, obviously.
I'm still here.
I mean, I'm still here, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, that is how relationships go, like, back and forth. That it's the flow. And you got to make sure that, like you said, you got to make sure you like a person enough to want to deal with that.
Yeah, people, I know this is not like an opinion a lot of people share. Listen, love is great.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Right?
Right.
But,
I mean, if it has for you, more power to you. But love, to me, has just not been sustainable for this relationship. Like, my biggest thing is, like, we're together. I'll speak for me. We're together because I actually like you. Like, I want to, like, actually be around you. Even in the hiatus of you getting on my nerves, I'm just like, all right. But it's just something that we just clicked many moons ago. And it's just something I like being around. So I can be around you. So I think that covers us way more than just the whole we're married, we're in love, we have children kind of thing. I don't not love you at all.
Right.
But my like is there, which is sustaining the love. And I think if it was the reverse,
well, you know,
it wouldn't
people
be
get
sustainable.
caught up in this little flower puff, power puff, you know, butterflies in your stomach, and really love changes. And love evolves and love grows as you grow and you evolve. It cannot be the same level. Like, it cannot be that all the time. I'll say that all the time because there are moments in your relationship where you'll go back and forth between that. Like, you'll feel this intense love and this whole, like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. But that's not enough. Like you said, that's just not enough to sustain it because when life comes, it's going to come. And you got to be able to have some type of a foundation to make something work.
Yeah, and you and me always say you and me against the world.
Yeah, you and me against the world.
So, you know, that's been our foundation. And I think that's really what's carried us. And I think you bring up a good point about the whole, like, stages or whatever. Because, like, I can remember, like, heightened points of our relationship. Like, when we were on our honeymoon.
Oh,
And I was like, oh.
This is, like, so everything.
I was like, oh, my God, love her. And this is amazing and great. And I even think about all the money I'm spending on this honeymoon. We're having a great time. It's amazing. Hawaii, yay. And then our 5-year. That was...
Our 5-year anniversary.
Man,
oh
that
my God,
was...
it was, like, so amazing.
Yeah, that was huge.
But even in that, like, you can't have those moments be every day.
Right.
Where people are like, oh my God, we're not in our honeymoon phase. Like, you're not going to be in your honeymoon phase. And you better walk in the situation knowing that the honeymoon phase is not going to be an everyday situation.
Right.
What are you going to do when the shit hits the fan?
Right. And for me, it's actually, it gives me something to look forward to. Because I remember those moments. So it's like, oh, you know what? Hey, if this is one of those moments where we actually have a babysitter. And the stars have aligned. No kid is sick.
That part.
We're not sick. Money, we can go do something. Like, all that stuff lines up. Like, then we have, like, a great night. Like, those things are to look forward to. Because it's all the other several nights that none of that is happening.
Right. But then we still had to be able to be okay sitting with each other and me picking at your food.
Yeah. Which is fine. But you don't do no more.
Because I'm vegan.
Because
so
you're vegan.
He does not have to worry about me eating none of his stuff.
Which is amazing.
So, but I mean, you're good. You got to save, right?
I'm good. Well, but no, I don't have a save because your food costs a lot of money. So, no, there's no save. But
I know. I just had an Instacart come in. I'm about to let you know about that.
See, Jesus Christ.
So, I mean, but you know what? I'm so grateful. I really have to say that. Like, truly and honestly grateful for the work that we put in, because people don't think that the work has to go there, right?
The work is there.
The work is there, and the work
daily.
is going to be there, and it's, you have to show up. As much as I talk about showing up for yourself, you then also have to show up for each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part. Showing up for each other.
We got each other's backs.
Oh yeah, like you're not gonna
like,
be. Listen, ain't nobody gonna be able to come through here.
No, like outside this house, even if like United Front is there, like even if I'm like, yo, she's lost her mind. You ain't gonna talk to my wife in your kind of way, because while we out, we rolling. We got this.
Now I may come home and we might have a discussion.
We come home, I'm like, I don't know what she was talking about. That dude should have threw us out that restaurant, because I don't know what she was talking about. Well, that's right. That's when we get home. But yeah.
But then I'm gonna be like, now put Jay-Z on.
True.
Because that was hot.
That was. Yeah.
That's how we do.
Listen down the way home.
Right. Like, and then we're gonna be like, now you know good damn well.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have said that. And for me too.
Oh yeah.
I spaz out, and you'll bring me back to the earth, and I'll be like, well, he said.
And I'll be like, but come on now, you know better.
I do. But in the moment, though.
In that moment,
we rocking with each other.
I'm like, hell to the no, you're not gonna come in. What you say?
Right.
Oh, that's a woman that time say less.
Right.
Let me tie my hair up.
Even a heartbeat. I'll call my wife.
Yeah, because I'm not the
sneakers.
one. Listen, in the back trunk, both cars at this point.
Right.
Now I don't play that.
Right. So I think that in being able to, again, be comfortable with each other, to grow with each other. And I think one of the other things that's great for us is that we both came into at least the relationship part with like similar views on things. So it's like
it wasn't hard to mesh because we
were thinking the same way.
On the bigger things.
On the bigger stuff, yeah.
I
obviously.
mean, we got weirdo things.
Send your kids to a certain school, living in certain areas, working certain places, stuff like that. How we're raising our kids. Those are things that were easier to blend because we had the same mindsets. You and I both wanted to, again, be those examples. So stuff we felt we didn't get, we wanted to now provide, yada, yada. So that was easy to do. That was easy to bring us together.
And you got to think about it. If you have of your kids end up being like your significant other, like you got to think about that.
Yes.
Like, can you tolerate that? Can you do with that? Because right now, if you let Marcus tell you, I have 2 of them, even though one looks like him, one definitely looks like me. The middle child is a combination, but still more like you. And as far as looks. And then, as far as personality, we have the 2 older ones.
But he's definitely
my junior.
Not mine.
But then my junior, who looks just like me,
is all you.
Is all me
day.
And is me in looks and in personality. I'll say in mannerisms, because she's personality. She has
not
her
personality,
own
no
mannerisms and things.
Yeah, the mannerisms. Yeah, and then that young one,
that firecracker.
I guess she's a mix.
She's a mix, but I think
look like me.
She does look more like you and your mom and your grandma.
She definitely looks like my mom. Definitely.
But we named her after your grandma.
Yeah, well, her middle name.
And I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, our youngest's middle name is after your grandma.
Right.
But she has channeled your grandma.
I believe it. Like
I've never met her, but I swear I'm meeting her every day.
Yeah, like every bit of her spirit, because she is that firecracker that our youngest is. So, yeah, but you're right.
You have to be able to know that you have to be able to like the person that you're about to have a family with.
Yes.
And make sure that you're ready to be, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you got to be prepared.
Because, like,
for
now, because, like, you bring up a great point. Because I'm dealing with you, you're dealing with me. So
and
now
our little
you're
people.
dealing with the people that remind you of them. So now it's a double shot.
Are you going to mistreat your son, my son, because he reminds me of you because of whatever issue I may be having with you? And the answer is absolutely not.
Or the same thing with our daughter.
Or same thing with the daughter of reverse.
Because you act like our oldest, like you said, shares your mannerisms and forgetfulness and for fall at a moment's notice and stuff like that.
I am very accident prone.
Right. It have been forever.
Like forever. It's not like this was something that happened like...
No, I just had to accept that coming in.
Yeah, you knew that.
You could burn the house down. It
probably. But get your insurance game up.
But my insurance game is tight.
Tight.
So we good on that. Shout out to Jackie. But
if you need some life insurance,
call her up.
We'll get you.
We got you to connect. But yeah, we're tight on that. So yeah, to that point, we do say it. I mean, we do say it.
We do say it.
It's like we'll say like, oh, you're acting like
come get your kid.
Come get your kid. That's the
what it is.
thing.
Come get your kid.
Because your kid is acting like you, which is annoying the other partner.
Right.
So we do say that in fun.
It's fun.
But
it does have reality to it.
It does have full reality.
Has full reality, but it isn't fun. But then it's just like we know that to
the point we're making, we're dealing with that.
Right, we're dealing with it, and it is what it is. Yeah. So let's figure it out.
Right.
And sometimes we have to tag each other out.
Oh yeah,
of a situation.
Especially now too, because we're just all in the house.
Working in the house. I'm trying to do campaigns in the house, which means I'm taking pictures in the house. I'm doing all that stuff in the house. And that is intense.
I'm having full-fledged board meetings
in the house. Right.
Everything is through Zoom. And then the kids are on their computers.
And they're on their Zoom.
8 hours a day and stuff. So, yeah. So all that is heightening on top of everything else. So, yeah, it is definitely something that you can bring up and then hold against each other, but we allow for those outlets. That's what everybody needs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, thank you so much.
Not a problem
for being here. We'll probably bring you back. You know, you might got a little bit of wisdom in you.
I told you, girl, the list is long.
Wisdom
okay,
just a little bit.
All right, I be thinking.
But keep this happiness flowing when I hit you with that Target bill. More Instacart today. It's more Instacart today. You took care of the Target bill.
You're welcome.
You know. So, I'm just so glad that you came.
I'm glad you invited me. Thank you. You know, season 2. Look at you.
I know.
Knocking it out the park. Toy Time Blog has been amazing. You know, I'm very proud of what you've been able to do with it. You know, like I said, it was amazing. Like those first couple of years when you were here and getting on my nerves and aggravating me and stuff. Like you turned the outlet you needed into paper. That paper eventually just turned into the blog. That blog now has expanded to the media markets you're working with. You know, you got the end on the Philly side. People are calling you to do other stuff. You have these national stuff you're doing now. And you look at your blog, you got people hitting you up in other countries, which is amazing. Just to think like somebody's reading something you wrote in another country.
I might not even have visited yet.
Right.
That's crazy.
And the same thing now with the Next Level podcast. I don't know, which may turn into a video cast or whatever they're called or something. Vlogging, my fault.
I know your kids think
the lingo.
Yes. I be trying to tell you.
But you know the lingo. You do it. But again, I'm very proud of you, and I appreciate just my not 5 minutes you told me I would be. By the way,
you see how quick it goes, right?
I do see how quick it goes. I mean, but you brought up like great topics, which I'm fine to talk about. I'm fine to talk about us because it's
who else can talk about us?
Who else can talk about us?
Not a damn person.
So again, I'm very proud of you, and congratulations, and I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you as always for joining me, and I know that even in the deepest or joyful conversations that there's something we can learn and apply. Until next time, I hope that you are doing better. If not, we will be back to talk some more and handle it. Peace to you and yours. Stay grounded.